everyone? Welcome to the show. What do we got? If you're a solopreneur, side gigger, or creatively thinking about hiring somebody, but are already feeling overwhelmed, this episode is for you. I don't know what that means. I break down how you grow your business intentionally using simple systems, AI support, and smart evergreen marketing without drowning in paperwork or burning out. Welcome to the show. My name is Ian Hopfee. I am Ian the HR Pro, and this is my live podcast where I'm dangerously unscripted. There's my name down in the corner. If you need to get a hold of me for any reason, my QR code is always in the top corner of the screen, but that takes you to my Linktree, linktr.ee/IanHRPro. You need to get a hold of my $7 ebook. That's a good place to go. You need to book a meeting with me for some other HR reason, or maybe some small business marketing brainstorming you want to do. Go ahead. Use that link. Connect with me. So, if you have any questions, as always, ask them in the comments. I'm always prepared to deviate from my show notes and go into comment. I was going to say comment hell, but maybe it's comment heaven. Just because it's more funner if I'm actually answering a question from somebody. Yesterday my show didn't stream properly onto LinkedIn, so I hope it's there today. It looks like it is. Looks like everything's working fine, so that's great. All right, so yeah, where's my show notes? Show notes. So last week, I talked about Pinterest as an evergreen traffic engine. Now, evergreen content is basically stuff that's searchable. So if you write a blog, so your website has a blog section, or your website with all your basic info on it for your business is on there, that's considered evergreen because it's your site, you own it, everything's there, it's never going away. So Google may index it. And if you have a lot of relevant content for your business or for your industry that's helpful, then Google's gonna index it better, put it higher up on the search and stuff like that, right? That's your basic evergreen content. But the other two places where you really want to get some evergreen content is YouTube, and that's why I'm streaming on YouTube, is one of my streaming services. And I'm also putting up my shorts, my reels, clips from these shows also onto YouTube. Now I'm streaming out to all kinds of other platforms, LinkedIn, of course, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter X. That's where I'm live streaming. And the shorts I create, minus Twitch, are going to the same places, plus TikTok, since I'm not live streaming on TikTok. So all these other social medias, there's a short lifetime for your content, your posts. So your Twitter X post is like 5 minutes, it's gone. No one's ever going to see it again unless they specifically go into your profile and look through all your posts, right? That's the same with TikTok. TikTok seems to have a little bit more virality to it. So a post on TikTok could last a little bit longer. But in general, if nobody likes it and you don't get any likes or views right away, it's just going to disappear, right? So, and that's the same for your Facebook and your LinkedIn. They're short-lived. A day, 2 days, maybe a week. And then they're kind of forgotten and they're gone. The algorithms won't keep bringing them back. Whereas YouTube, all your videos become evergreen, and YouTube is a search engine just like Google. So if you're searching for something, how to paint a dresser, right? Like if you do that on Google, it's going to maybe point out your blog post you created on how to paint a dresser. But it may also say, do you want to look at this video on YouTube? And if you're in YouTube searching for how to paint a dresser, your video may come up, even though you created that video 6 years ago. Evergreen. It's something that people still search for. So you got to give your content a chance to be evergreen and be searchable years from now when you're not even, you've moved on, you've created all kinds of other content, but it's still there. So that's the same with Pinterest. Pinterest is a search engine. So you go into Pinterest and you search for how to paint a dresser, right? All the pins come up that are all about how to paint a dresser. And you've created a pin that goes to your blog post that you created on your website. You may also create a pin that goes to your video that you created to go with that blog post. So you might have a couple pins about the same stuff that takes people to the appropriate places. And of course, your YouTube is always going to direct people to your blog if you got a blog, or your website, or wherever you're doing the business, right? So Pinterest. Woo! Sorry, folks. Yawning again. I gotta get this tea into me or I'm gonna fall asleep or something. Earl Grey tea, room temperature. I forgot to go get some new tea just before the show. I was busy doing work for the volunteer work I do for the organization I'm a part of. So I was trying to rush through that work. I do that every Wednesday morning before the show. Anyway, so what I specifically talked about last week was I ran through the act of creating posts from my TeePublic store, because TeePublic to me is kind of my side hustle, whereas my primary business is my consulting business, and that's why I'm creating videos like this for you. Is like I'm trying to get you to go get into my consulting funnel for your small business. My God, it looks terrible out there. The wind just came up and all the snow's blowing around. It's crazy. Anyway, but my side hustle is kind of my creative outlet. I'm creating designs for t-shirts. I use a website called TeePublic, and I upload my designs on there. And what I'm doing is I'm taking those designs and I'm creating pins onto Pinterest, because Pinterest doesn't really fit into my consulting marketing plan, because Pinterest is a little bit different. There's a lot of design stuff, photo stuff, blogging stuff, right? There's a lot of top 5 ways to decorate for Christmas, like, and then it goes to a blog, and it's got these amazing pictures and things you can do to decorate, right? And it's usually like this just beautiful images they show. Think like some home and country design magazine. Like there's a lot of that on there. So my creative designs for my t-shirts kind of fit in there, right? It kind of works. So that's the only thing I'm using for my trying to send traffic to my TeePublic store. And I think everybody should be thinking, if you're creating content, whether it's video or even written content, you got to think about the long-term evergreen possibilities that you have. Because if you're just using TikTok, right? You're creating all your TikToks and that's all you're doing. You're just putting it there. They become just a lot of TikToks on your profile. Those aren't necessarily going to keep in the rotation. There is a search function on TikTok, but I don't think it's as good, and I don't think people use it as much. Whereas, and I think TikTok's always just trying to push new content as opposed to content that you posted 2 years ago. Prove me wrong and tell me different, but I just feel the evergreen nature of TikTok isn't where it should be. So what are you doing? If you're using TikTok and you're trying to drive traffic to your business, your affiliate link, whatever it is, I would post those same videos on YouTube. But TikTok, post them as a YouTube short. It's the exact same format. It's the vertical format, the shorts, right? And again, you want to try to make them under a minute if you're putting them onto YouTube. But they become something that's a little more searchable, a little bit more evergreen. So then if you decide to go hardcore on YouTube, you've already got a bunch of content. If you're putting like 3 TikToks a day up on TikTok, well, save them to your YouTube channel also, right? It becomes something that's searchable and something that's evergreen. So yeah, do that. So also talking about that evergreen situation is kind of from last week. We talked about turning designs into passive income assets. We talked about that. I didn't use those exact words, but with TeePublic, I can turn one design into multiple products. A t-shirt, baseball cap, baseball shirt, gym shorts, a fanny pack, a sticker, coffee mug, a magnet. What else? There's a pillow. There's a cloth tote bag. So that's 10. And then we got just wall hangings, like a tapestry, like a flag type thing. And what else? I'm trying to think. But I can turn one design into 10 plus products using this one service, this TeePublic website service, right? And it's pretty cool. It is not one of those services where you can make a lot of money per item. If I sell a t-shirt, I make $2. But if you had set up like an Etsy store or something like that, then there's a little more work to it, and you're setting up and you're finding your own printer at the back end, which companies are going to print your stuff, which companies are going to print on what products that you're getting. There is more variety and there is more control, but that also means there's more work. There's more tech stuff. TeePublic is easy. I make my design. I go to TeePublic, I click on create design, and then I upload the photo, and I use the image. I usually use Canva, and you got to make like a really big image so that there's a lot of details that they can print. And then I just go in and I quickly make adjustments on each product, on how I want my design to look on each of those products. And it's pretty easy. I can put up a design and have it on, God, how many products are there? Let me just peek in real quick. Click on the upload art button. Oh, won't let me see until I upload something. Okay, I'll just do this. I'm not gonna do it, but it's too small. Oh my God. Okay, I gotta pick an actual design that I created, so it's nice and large. There, I'll do that. Okay. I just wanted to check how many items, and the easiest place to check is just by putting in your design. So 1, 2, because there's a phone case too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 14 products. Phone case, a sticker, a hat, gym shorts, bags, socks now, apparel, right? And there's multiple apparels. There's t-shirts, there's women fit t-shirts, there is hoodies and sweaters. So there's multiple different types of tops, essentially. And then there's mug, and there's the wall art, and there's a pillow, there's the tote bags, and the tapestries, and pins, the buttons, the pins, right? And magnets. Now, when it says bags, when I said bags first, it's kind of like a tote fanny pack bag. So 14 products. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 2 lines, 14 products. So turning one design into 14 different products is really easy when you go into TeePublic or some other site like that. As a Canadian, with all the trade wars going on with the US, I was worried. TeePublic is a US based website, and I was worried there was going to be all kinds of tariffs and stuff. But TeePublic has Canadian printers that they can use. So they have the design, and then they just have all their printers they use in different countries, I guess. So then the actual physical product is being shipped from Canada to me in Canada, but it's also being printed here in Canada. So the 2 t-shirts I bought recently, one says I am HR in big words, and the other one has a spaceman floating in space, and it says in space, HR can't hear you scream, right? I'm in HR. These are my shirts. So, but they were printed in Canada and sent to me from a Canadian address. So it's pretty nice, this digital world. We don't need to find 14 vendors to print our product or anything like that. TeePublic is doing all that behind the scenes. So yes, you make less profit from your product, but there's a whole lot of headache they're taking away from me, and that is just fine for me, because it's really more of just a artistic outlet for me. You know, I want to make these funny designs and whatever, and basically I want to create a design so I can buy my own t-shirts. And the t-shirts do go up to 5X for the men's. So that's big enough for me. It's perfect, right? I think the women's t-shirts go like that too. But the women's fit t-shirts have a limited number of colors, t-shirt colors. So it's kind of sometimes you just can't get the right color. Why is my hair sticking out, man? It's almost time for another haircut, I guess. So when you are an artist and you paint something, right? You get a digital image of that piece of art you created and you fix it up digitally so it looks good, or not. Maybe that's your stick. Maybe your digital products look like crap on purpose because that's the way your art looks like. I don't know. So you create this piece of art. Could be a 3D art too. Like, it just depends on how you take a picture of it or whatever, right? So you have your one piece of art that you spend all this time, your precious time creating. You create a digital image of it and you put it on TeePublic, the design, and suddenly it's on 14 products. And that's part of your sales process. Now you could sell your actual piece of art for premium, a couple thousand, $5,000, whatever you feel you deserve. The plan isn't to sell the high-priced artwork all the time. You've got it. It's there for sale. If someone buys it, that's bonus money. If nobody buys it, you're making $2 a t-shirt on TeePublic, right? So now over the last year, you've created, I don't know, 50 pieces of art, and you've got it all for sale, and you've got them for sale on TeePublic, stuff like that. Maybe you go one step further and you get limited edition versions, poster size, whatever, and you print out 500 or 1,000 and you sell those for a little bit higher price, $100, something like that, right? So it's not the original, but it's a nice reproduction, right? And I think, these tactics, you should be able to do it with just about any side hustle or side business, and just get creative. I follow a gentleman on YouTube. His name's Anton, and he basically gives me science news every day, and I watch his videos every day. And he's a really nice guy, and he's always wearing a beautiful person t-shirt. So he's made this design that says beautiful person, and in the middle of the circle he is putting space images, whether it's a space satellite, it's an asteroid, it's a planet, it's a galaxy, or whatever, right? He'll put those images on there, and it just says beautiful person. So he's got a whole bunch of these designs, these t-shirts, his merch, but they're not, it's not his art. That's not why he's there. This is his side hustle to his giving out news, space news, and teaching me cool space sciencey stuff, right? Like, that's what he does. But he can make a little extra money by selling this product, and I just think it can be adapted for anyone. Yawn again. I'm just trying to read my note here to see what it's telling me what to do here. So we start businesses and then we start thinking, how do I expand my business or something like that, right? One way is to do it like find some ways to sell different types of products and stuff like that. And I think just about any product could come up with, say, that's a little bit lower. I'll save that for a moment. So you're thinking about these basic policies and things like that, things you should create before your first hire. And I would say you need some sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? House rule. When you talk about that. Anyway, so you're trying to expand your business and you don't know where to go, structure, things like that. I mean, AI, man, open up a ChatGPT account, even a free account is going to get you going in the right direction. And it's just like, I'm doing this business or I'm doing this side hustle. How can I expand my business? Or how can I generate more business? Or how can I generate more revenue without hiring anybody? Right? Use the AI. It's your unpaid business partner who's going to just give you ideas. It's just amazing. Because it could give you ideas for design, ideas for marketing, ideas for your content creation. And it can, if you put in like the transcript of your previous video or something like that, it will learn how you speak, how you talk, how you joke, how serious you are, how not serious you are, right? It learns your tone. So it can give you advice that is in your voice and related to what you're doing and how you do it. And my cats are attacking each other through the door. I had to close the door because there's someone cleaning out there and it's kind of noisy. Now the cats are fighting each other under the door. Stop fighting each other. So step one, man, any small business, I don't care what you're doing, get onto ChatGPT, tell it what you're doing, and ask it for any sort of advice to grow your business, expand your business, generate more revenue. I mean, instead of paying for someone to sit down and brainstorm with you or something like that, like, use the AI, man. So simple house rules for your first hire. This is something you want to go. You can use ChatGPT to help you with this, but we're so worried that we need some official policy or policy handbook, and it gets so overwhelming that we end up operating without it, and this is bad. You need something, anything. So ChatGPT, it came up with the idea of house rules. This is your small business. You are hiring one couple new people over the next year or two, right? But you've got some simple house rules. Eventually, these house rules may expand into your formal employee handbook when you've got 10, 20 employees. But right now, you're small. Keep it simple. House rules. I don't know. Log in at the same day every day, and always inform me if you're going to be late. All right? Or just always inform me if you're going to be late. Like, just keep it simple. Don't go into like punishment rules and if you're late 6 times in a month, you're going to get fired. I mean, who cares? Who cares if somebody's late? I mean, unless your business is, like, client facing, so The person who opens the door in the morning at the shop should be there to open the door to let customers in. Yes. If they're remote workers, but they have scheduled meetings with clients or customers, then yes, you have to make sure you're on time. Like these sorts of things, those are the bad things, right? If you don't have clients today and you're just doing your work, or your business isn't a storefront brick and mortar type thing, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if people are late a few minutes, even every day, right? It doesn't really matter. So you're going to do a simple house rule and say, please let me know if you're going to be late. The next rule might be, please make sure you're on time if you have a customer meeting or you are responsible for opening up the shop, right? Okay, pretty simple. That's your house rule for that situation. Just so you know, we can't hear the cats fighting or the vacuuming. Okay. Yes, I figured that. But poor Key right now, she's right down trying to look under the door. And I don't know who's out in the hallway. It might be Chan or Jack, probably Chan. But I had to close the door. I think the cleaner might have moved downstairs. They were doing my upstairs bathroom first. Thank you for that, I guess. I can't hear the cleaning noises. So if you're starting to expand your business, you've got to have something. Don't worry about creating a massive employee handbook. Just make a short list, 1 page long, of some house rules that people have to follow. And don't overthink it. Create the house rules and then sit down with your new employee and say, are these good rules? Can we both follow these? Is there something you think we should add? Right. Get their feedback. Oh my God. Small business owners, they don't ask for feedback. They don't use the brains of the employees that they hire. I'm paying you X amount of dollars per day to be in my business. My business. I deserve the right to use your thoughts and to get you thinking and to help me with everything. You hire somebody just to open and close the door for the clients. They're still there a certain amount of time per day. So at the start of their shift or the end of the shift, you make sure they come to the office, or you catch them before they leave. And you're like, hey, any ideas on how we can make your job better? Or in general, how can we make this business better? It's just some person opening and closing the door. They're going to be like, yes, we need to make these doors wider because we had some people having trouble getting in with their XYZ or their wheelchair. A bigger door would be better. And an automated button door might be better too. Because I found myself helping people, like this might be a hotel or convention center or something, right? I found myself leaving my post to go help people in other ways. Taking their bags, showing them where their location is or whatever in the building, right? Looking at this from a different situation, you might be, that guy, he's never at the door when I need him. He's off somewhere. What's happening? All of a sudden it becomes a discipline problem when it's actually a customer service problem and a process problem, right? So feedback's important, man. So my sister Joy says, Mom hates her boss. This is our mom. Apparently her boss is too demanding. Joy's her boss. Joy's like, we need this many things for Christmas. We gotta sell them this month. And then my mom starts creating earrings and whatever she's creating, pins, and she's got to make 40 of them to make it worthwhile. But at least they're communicating. Yeah, communication back and forth. They're running a small crafting, traditional beading business, right? You still got to talk, right? So I think you can come up with a simple policy, right? Mom, you must create 50 items every week or else. No, that's not what you do. I think with that sort of business, you just need stuff. You just need stuff for sale at the farmer's market. So, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Just create your favorite thing and go sell that. Ta-da! So house rules, keep it simple when you're starting to expand your business, right? Eventually, if you grow your business, you'll turn that into a bigger policy, but only as needed. So I've kind of mentioned this before, but I want to talk a little bit more detail about this topic. Turning what you already know into a $7 digital product. I kind of think any small business should have some sort of this digital product to sell, because you create it once and it just sits there for sale. I have my $7 ebook that you can get through my website, and it's how to stop staff drama in 5 days, right? It's that starting information that a small business might need. You have a couple people who are just constantly bickering with each other or whatever, and you're busy trying to build your business. So that's what that ebook is for. And I mentioned I want to make at least 2 more ebooks. One for Indigenous relations or allyship, and one for small business marketing. Right? I want to create those. And when you go to all my links, my link tree, the top 3 will be just those. And that's my digital projects that I'm having for sale. And the idea is this digital product is kind of the gateway into your, I don't want to say marketing funnel, but anyway, in that $7 product, at the end of the book, you say, if you need more help, or maybe this might help you, right? It's an affiliate link. It's a link to book you for a meeting, whatever. Because any business can kind of get turned into a coaching business, right? Thinking of my sister, what can she sell? Her digital product. Well, it could be something on how to operate a 3D printer for a beginner, right? How to start your beading career, right? Or it could be something a little more interesting. It could be top 10 designs, beading designs, and all the products you need to purchase to start. And all those products, most of them have a link to like your Amazon account, or some other affiliate program. What's my sister say? Their process. We just make a list of what is missing from her creations that we sell a lot of, but her priority is to get custom orders done first. See, that's a simple prompt. Get the custom orders done first. Custom orders are more expensive to do. They're not just part of your brand and the simple things you can do. So absolutely, get that done. Make that customer service, right? But I was talking about, if you have a small business, well, why doesn't Joy start a cheap digital product that says how to start your own craft business, right? And it's basically just 5-10 pages of all the things she had to do and all the mistakes she made and the things she learned from, right? Simple. In that, it might also say, if you need more support, give me a call, and I only charge, $500 an hour or whatever, right? Or if you want to partner with me and we'll share designs of products, like whatever creativity you're looking for. I don't know who's at my front door. Might be the cleaners going in and out. Anyway, so we have this ability to create a digital product. It's a PDF. Do I even turn it into a PDF? Yeah, I've been turning it into a PDF now. I downloaded an app on my website. I actually have a website, but if you have your Linktree account, you should be able to set up a digital product download right from your Linktree, so you don't need a website. Linktree uses Stripe payments, so you would have to set up your Stripe account so that Stripe can deposit the money straight into your bank account. Once with that little bit of setup, works nice. It is nice when you get an email saying, "Oh, you've sold a product and we've transferred $7 into your bank account." I'm like, wow, yeah, nice. So I think every business needs some sort of digital product that you can start selling. Because you create it once and you just sell it forever. Maybe once a year you go in and you add a section that says new things I learned this year in 2025, and kind of keeps it up to date, instead of like, here's my ebook from 2016, that's a little out of date. But if you can say right on your sales page or whatever, that's like, last updated December 2025, right? Updated for the 2020 for 2026, whatever, right? Like, it makes it seem like it's new or flashy or what. Yes. Mom told me they had created a special order, which was a pendant Yeti, right? And it was on a lanyard, and the lanyard was real nice and everything. And they sold it. They managed to sell it. They got 25% less than what they were charging the guy the special order, but at least it finally sold. From now on, I don't know if they got a deposit for that one or not, but they always get deposits for special orders now. Kiki, my kitty came to talk to me. So that's something. If you got a small business, you're creating something, right? Get that down payment before you start any work. Hopefully, the down payment will cover your material costs, like, your materials. In this case, the beadwork, the threads, or the beads and the thread and stuff like that, right? With final payment, it's mainly just your labor time, the time you spent on that product. My sister also has a 3D printer, which prints out cool stuff like this little green dragon you can see behind me. That was printed by my sister. She says her wife handles the 3D printer because she fights with it all the time, and her and the 3D printer are not talking right now. Yes, I mean, how to solve those 3D printing issues. 2-page PDF that you're selling for $1.50 or $2 or something, right? Still a digital product, not something amazing. You're not going to make $500 million off it or anything like that. But it's just another way to make a little bit of money, man. I like to sell for $7 because with my funnel right now, I've got either you just connect with me and then I charge you for services, but if going through my funnel, you pay me my $7 ebook, and then if you need more advice, I have like a 40-page ebook that I'm selling for $47. So you may purchase that, and at the back, and that's the upsell from inside the ebook into the next ebook. And then from the second ebook, the upsell is to my actual consulting services. Because if someone can't solve their problems with the $7 ebook or even the $47 ebook, then they've got something bigger, and their organization needs a lot more HR support than just a little bit of advice, right? So it goes $7, $47, and then my consulting packages, which are anywhere from $800 to $7,200, right? But that's the first two I've created and tried to create as much value as I can so they don't have to get my higher priced consulting services, and that's fine. It's a numbers game with your small business. So I see people doing stuff like this, especially in the YouTube space. Uber drivers, and they video their rides, and if someone freaks out in a car, they post that to YouTube, or they create videos themselves and say, can I earn $200 in one day, and then they talk about the trips they do and tips they get, things like that, and that becomes like a day in the life of an Uber driver or something like that, right? They're creating this content, and they may actually get to a point where their YouTube channel starts paying them money. I mean, if your YouTube channel is making you a couple $1,000s a month, plus you're selling some $7 digital products right from YouTube, I mean, plus you're still doing your Uber driving, I mean, that's a nice way to, you're doing something. You're creating the evergreen content, and that also eventually starts paying you passive income, so to speak. So stacking products, right? Stacking low-cost products with high-value offers, and that's exactly what I'm doing. $7 ebook, $47 ebook, $800 consultation, right? Like it gets them through. At this point, they know me, they know the type of advice I give and things like that. So get creative on how your business can do that stacking situation. I can do a day in the life of a res taxi. Oh my God. That dog, he's chasing us again. We gotta go. Throw your sandwich out at that dog. He's gonna chase us all the way across town. Yeah, go ahead, do that if you want. I mean, that's um, not everyone's gonna want to be on camera if you're recording your your passengers. Um, I wish we had something like that set up when I was driving, or if I knew something more about the online business and stuff like that. Excuse me, burp, burp. So, but yeah, you can anything. My sister takes taxi trips around town in the small town, so she makes a little extra money that way. And it's your side gig, it's your side hustle. Here in the city, you might be an Uber driver or a delivery driver from DoorDash or that one we use all the time. It's gone. It's gone. I gotta like pull out my phone and look at the app. Skip. If you're a Skip driver, you can do stuff like that in the bigger towns where they actually have it set up. So that's you're just doing something, but you can figure out ways to monetize that, right? You're recording your Skip driving, you're doing that day in the life of Skip driver, or that day in the life of a res taxi driver, and on your YouTube channel you have a link to the $7 ebook you've created that says how to be a successful delivery driver, right? And then in there you say you got to work certain times a day and work for a certain company. Sometimes strategies, you work for 2 companies at the same time, you got both apps running. All the little strategies. You should get a camera in your car so that you can post these videos on YouTube, right? And you're actually telling what you're doing, right? I've had to lock my doors because a chick wandering around the beer store and saw my passenger put his bottle in the bag. She was trying to get someone else to help get it. I love my cover. Yeah, so it's always great when someone's trying to break into your vehicle to steal something, and you're right there. Dude, I'm right there. I'm right here, man. Oh my God. I'm hungry. I want food. So you gotta think about that stacking process, right? I'm doing something with my small business, whatever it is, keep doing it, but find a way, maybe a digital product or creating that content in some other fashion, or maybe you're directing people to the requests. I forgot the word. What's the word you use, Joy? Special projects? No. Oh my God. Requests, right? We use Uber Eats because the last Skip driver we had didn't deliver our steak, and Skip sided with the driver. Liz got her money back through the card because Skip refused. I don't know. Skip, there's the way these apps work now. It's like Skip doesn't care if they lose money on something. You can basically say you didn't get any of your product. We try to be as honest as possible, but somewhere between the restaurant trying to bag things up and the Skip driver forgetting a bag when they go deliver it, right? There's always something. I try not to use the Skip app myself. I leave it to my wife to do it because there seems to be less problems when she's the one ordering. When I'm ordering, they forget an item, or a drink, or there's a whole bag missing. I mean, that's pretty sad. It's the same reason why when we go to a drive-through, man, I don't move from that second window. When they're handing me the product, I don't move. We check all the bags, make sure everything's in there. We don't move nowhere. Because I've had the attendants at the fast food restaurant open the window again and start handing me the next person's food or drink. And we're like, nope, not yet. Because we were checking to make sure our shit was there, right? So, yeah. I mean, why would they side with the driver? I don't know, I delivered it. Oh, well, you freaking delivered it to some dark alley somewhere. Or you just ate it yourself. You're like, oh, the steak looks good. I don't know. I don't know how that skip driver stuff works or the delivery driver stuff works, but they certainly think Joy says they think they delivered to the wrong hotel. Yeah, they check the bags first too before leaving the fast food restaurant. I mean, on the Skip app, it says so-and-so is coming to your house. They have 30,000 deliveries. This person should know the city. This person has been doing a lot of driving over the last 3, 4, 5 years, right? They should know. And if someone who's got 30,000 deliveries, there's probably a chance they came to our house at least 20 or 30 times. We're terrible. But it's you can tell when it's a new driver. It's like they're lost in the neighborhood, and when they finally get there, they don't know if it's the right house, and they're too scared to walk up to the house to read the address properly. But yeah, to have to go to the credit card and say cancel that order, that shit never came. I mean, that's pretty bad. Some addresses are wonky. My brother-in-law's house down in Mill Woods would send people to like a completely different area. It was very bizarre. But some addresses just aren't set up right in the system for some reason. You got to be very specific with your address, and it's funny that they would go to a different hotel. The app should be, it shows them the drive. This is how you drive there. I see some drivers, it specifically says go this way and you're there. They fucking end up all over the goddamn place. Like, what are they doing? I have no idea. Anyway, so imagine you're the skip driver and your videos are just funny, crazy videos because you're like, okay, we got to deliver. We're going here. It should be pretty straightforward. And then like a minute later, you're like, I can't find this address, man. It's just nowhere. It's nowhere. Then that might be a little bit entertaining, but it might be a little annoying for your actual customers. We see a lot of skip drivers like walking up to our house. Where did you park, dude? Like they'll come from either way and they're not in front of the house. And we're looking out the window. They're at least 4 or 5 houses away, and they walked half a block with our food to come deliver it. And it's just like, really, dude? Like, the GPS in those apps should be good enough to get you at least within a house length of where you need to go. Not 5-10 houses away. Crazy. Anyway, So you can get creative with any business, I think. And if you can't come up with any ideas, go into ChatGPT. Hey, ChatGPT, I do this business. How can I improve my business, or how can I create more business? I don't know. Maybe I should open up a new chat window or something and have a look. No, I'll leave this one on here. And file, new window. I'll go ChatGPT. New chat. Let's see. I'm going to share this. I'm going to share the window. We're going to go into ChatGPT. And I was on mute. How long was I on mute? How dare you not listen to me? We're going into ChatGPT now. I got a cough. And we're going to test out. I'm going to pick just some random business. And I'm going to say a friend of mine is running this business. How can they make additional money? Okay. Let's go in. My friend is a skip delivery driver. Delivery driver. And I want to give them a list of ways they can generate more income that is related to delivery driving. I don't know. Digital products, related products, affiliate links, content creation, and anything else you can think of. Oh, learn to write. Yes, all right, digital. Yes, affiliate. Okay. So we're going to run this. Can everyone see that all right? Yeah, you can see that. Okay, I was just making sure because I'm kind of in a different window. So Byte is thinking. Love this question. Delivery driving is a great platform for multiple income streams. If you think beyond just the app, I'll break this into clear buckets. Your friend can mix and match, starting with the lowest effort and moving towards higher leverage options. Oh, so cool, right? Okay, digital products. Built from delivery experience. These work best if your friend has at least 2 months of driving under their belt. Low effort. New skip driver starter guide. Create a PDF. How to sign up, best times to drive, zones, acceptance strategies, tax basics, right? Create a checklist. Daily pre-drive checklist, weekly earnings optimization checklist, tax and expense tracker, simple spreadsheet, right? Mileage, gas, manage, maintenance, phone use, things like that. Best orders, worst orders, decision guide, when to decline, when to accept. Price range, you're going to sell this for $5 to $29. Pretty cool, right? Where to sell? Okay, you can sell this on Gumroad, Etsy. You can set up a stand store. right? And Linktree now has their digital product set up, right? So just something. Higher digital products mini course: how to make X amount per week on Skip without burning out. Bundle: starter guide plus tax tracker plus checklist, right? Local market guide, best skip zones in XYZ city and peak times. This works especially well if they drive in a mid-sized city where local intel matters. So best skip zones in Edmonton and the peak times to be in those zones, right? Physical and print on demand products, practical products, phone mounts. This is how I mount my phone in my car when I'm driving. Affiliate link, right? Insulated delivery bags. They might make sure that you get a branded bag, but you could get more, and you have an affiliate link. Car organizers for drinks and food. So something you put in your passenger side or in the back seat or in the trunk or something like that. Very cool idea. Dash cams. Of course, this is huge for drivers, right? These are physical products, right? You have an affiliate link to your favorite dash cam. Oh, there's my cat going crazy again. Print on demand ideas, right? Funny driver shirts, paid in tips and vibes. I break for burritos. Great stickers, delivery driver, be patient. I think that's a bumper sticker. Car decals. Oh, no, maybe not. Car decals on a delivery. Thanks for waiting. That's a bumper sticker. You can sell these on Etsy, Shopify, and Printify, or Redbubble. Redbubble is the sister site to my TeePublic site that I use for my designs. Right? 3, affiliate income. Very underused by drivers. Your friend can earn without creating their own product. Affiliate ideas: gas cards, fuel reward programs, car maintenance services, mileage tracking apps, delivery gear, your Amazon storefront, tax software for gig workers, right? These things you just kind of have on your website, or these are all part of your ebook that you created, right? Key tip: affiliate incomes works best when paired with content, even small amounts. So if you're creating some sort of content, you would have these affiliate links on your just one affiliate link, or if you had a link tree or something like that where you could put all these in. These are my favorite products, right? Content creation, no fancy setup required. They don't need to be an influencer, just helpful, learny stuff, fun stuff, right? Short form content ideas, TikTok Reels, Shorts. What Skip actually paid me for this order. Orders I decline instantly. Best delivery times in my city. Things customers don't realize drivers deal with. Gas versus earnings reality check. Content can link to digital products, affiliate links, tip jar, like coffee and buy me a tea. Bite knows I drink tea, so the suggestion here is buy me a tea instead of buy me a coffee. Longer form content, YouTube, weekly earnings breakdowns, tax prep for drivers, app comparison, Skip versus DoorDash versus Uber Eats, blog, Substack, right? SEO friendly. How to make more money on Skip type articles, right? This you blogging. Coaching and consulting. This is higher leverage, right? Yes, even delivery drivers can be a coach. Coaching niches, however you want to say it. New driver onboarding, drivers trying to go full-time, drivers juggling multiple apps, drivers wanting to transition out of gig work. Simple offers. Oops, excuse me. Oh, open again. Simple offers, $50 to $100 for a 1-hour call. $199 first 30-day plan. We're going to sit down and I'm going to tell you what your plan is for the next 30 days. Group coaching for new drivers. So you're charging them all, I don't know, $10, and the call only goes forward if you got at least 20 people lined up, right? Like, doesn't have to be expensive. And then you send them a Zoom link and everybody joins. Oh, my nose. So, local income opportunities. This is offline ideas. These are often overlooked and can be surprisingly profitable, says my ChatGPT bite. Business partnerships. Offer local restaurants social media photos of their food during pickups. Ooh, interesting. Honest delivery feedback, right? Local car washes. Referral deal for drivers. Auto shops. Gig driver discount referrals. I'm going to send all my friends here to get their oil change each week. Can you give them a discount, right? And can you give me $5 at the same time? Local services, vehicle prep service for drivers, deep clean, phone mount install, bag setup, right? Driver meetup or workshop. How Skip actually works in Edmonton. And you guys actually meet up? Y'all pay $5 for the meetup or something? Whatever. Stackable strategy. What I'd recommend if I were advising your friend step by step. I got a step-by-step plan. I'm going to talk to my driver friend. And this is the 30 day or whatever, right? Phase 1, fast cash. Affiliate links, gear and gas, simple digital checklist or tracker. Create that. Phase 2, steady income. Starter guide and content creation, print on demand, merch, right? Phase 3, something scalable, mini course or coaching, local market guides, right? That's pretty neat. Reality check. This is important. What won't work well? Over polished content. Generic get rich quick messaging. Products not rooted in lived experience. What does work? Transparency. Local specificity. Specificity. Right? Practical. No BS advice. Right? I'm a skip driver in Edmonton in the winter. This is what you need to know when driving around Edmonton. Right? That's your video. If you want, I can turn this into a 1-page action plan for your friend. Help you pick one best idea based on their personality. Are they an introvert, an extrovert? Are they tech comfort with their tech comfort, their city size? Draft a starter digital product online they could build in a weekend. Just tell me how hands-on you want to be in helping them. I mean, thank you, ChatGPT. That's a delivery driver, right? That's just a skip delivery driver. Lots of ideas there. Lots of things to do, right? And I think my cat's going to want out of the bedroom here real quick. Stop screen sharing. Right? So that was fun. I always have fun using ChatGPT. So don't forget to get my ebook. Okay, I'll bet you. But we're going to be done in a minute. So get my ebook if you're having some issues with your small business, the staff issues that we can solve. If you want to book a meeting with me about other stuff we can talk about, that's there also. Also, I got a bunch of other great links on there, business related stuff. If you want to use Restream.io for your own streaming like I do to create lots of content, links there. Go check it out. And yeah, I think we're done for today. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything on my notes. Here's a key takeaway. You don't need a massive audience, expensive ads, or perfect branding to grow. You need repeatable systems, clear expectations, and evergreen content that keeps working while you sleep. All right, so that's pretty good. Right. You want to talk more about this book? Go ahead, book a discovery call in the link. Other than that, we're done. Love you all.